Okay, today I thought we would talk about real estate scams. That is, of course, after I show you a picture of Truman, because he's just cute. Don't get up on my account.
That's right, scamming is on the rise, and real estate scams, well, they pay off big.
Okay, let's talk about the first scam that you should look out for if you're buying real estate, and that would be wire fraud.
A North County couple's American dream quickly turned into a nightmare after wiring nearly $800,000 to who they thought was their escrow agent. Instead, all of that money went to a scammer.
So if you're in a real estate transaction, pay close attention.
So the scammers, they sit back and wait. They monitor your email. They watch the entire transaction unfold. And when it gets close to the time to close, and you're ready to wire the money, your closing money, let's say you're putting 20% down, you've got the cash to close, they swoop in and pretend to be the settlement agent and give you wiring instructions, which are to their bank and not the settlement agencies.
And I remember I just dropped to the floor and
I immediately went to the FBI.
10 News reporter John Horn is joining us now live in the newsroom. And John, that money appears to be gone.
Yeah, and as far as that couple can tell, it's in somebody's account in Singapore.
So you wire the money, it's wired out of the country, poof, it's gone. So yes, these particular scammers, they've been doing this for a while. They're very tricky. Their emails look very authentic. So what most title companies are doing now is they're sending you a secure email. Regardless whether it's a secure email or not, you always need to pick up the phone, call the title company directly, double check the telephone number on it, call them directly, and verify the wiring instructions before you send money. It's sad that we have so many criminals in the world. They're smart. They put their brains to better use, the world would be a better place. But I'm a realist. It's probably not going to happen. Okay, second scam would be the fake listing. That's right. It can work for rentals and it can work for sales.
Real estate scam happening coast to coast. Real estate agents putting your homes up for sale or rent without you even knowing about it.
The locks are changed.
And this lady comes to the door. And she said that she was renting the property. I'm like, how can you rent this property? This is my house.
The mysterious renters said they got the place through Shannon Lee, apparently a legit real estate broker.
Nobody suspected that someone would actually advertise a property they didn't own and collect rent on it.
State's Attorney Angela Alsobrooks says this type of scam happens when the crook spots a vacant house and thinks it's been abandoned.
So, it's sad to say, but sometimes you'll see listings online, photos and all, and it's not really listed by the seller. It's listed by a criminal who plans on scamming you. I actually had this happen to me once. Everything's done over the phone and via email. I had someone contact me over the phone asking me to list their vacant piece of land. Something just told me it was off. So, being the good realtor that I am, I decided to do some investigating. Went to the public records to see if there was actually a telephone number for the owner of the property. And there wasn't. So I had to look a little further, Google them, find them online, put in their address for the state that they lived in, and I was able to get someone on the phone and ask them if they indeed wanted to sell their property. And they didn't. So this happens a lot with scammers. They find a vacant piece of land or a vacant home. They pretend to be the seller. On a rental, they will quickly swoop in, change the locks on the property, put a lockbox on, advertise the rental, get someone to rent it, sign a lease, and collect first, last, and security, and then poof, they're gone. Maybe you move in, and then the real owner of the property finds out you're there. Now you know how that story went.
Spotting a fake listing can be difficult, but the old adage, if something sounds too good to be true, well, it's probably not true. Always check public records. You can also pay a title company to do a pencil search, but make sure you absolutely know who you're dealing with. And with AI, fraud is increasing.
But as mortgage rates go down, law enforcement experts are warning that scams are on the way up. And as THV 11's Rebecca Brown shows us, artificial intelligence is now playing a role.
The pictures of houses may look real and the voice over the phone may even sound real, but
don't dive head first right in. At least check with a realtor.
Marshall Gallagher with Rakeley Realty says he's seen real estate scams on the rise here in Arkansas, and some scammers are now using artificial intelligence to target victims.
So make sure you double check a listing to make sure it's real. Check multiple websites and the public records. Even check to make sure the realtor has a license in the state where you live.
This one is a bad one too, foreclosure relief. So, especially these days, people get behind on their mortgages, and you will have a scammer offer for a fee to either modify your mortgage, get you caught up, get you out of foreclosure. They'll sell you a bill of goods for a fee, take your money and run. There are reputable credit repair agencies that can help you with these things, but that process takes a very long time. There is no quick fix. So even when contacting these agencies, you need to check with the Better Business Bureau and make sure that they're reputable companies. You can always negotiate directly with the lender. Many mortgage holders will allow you to do a forbearance where you get a lower payment for a period of time. The difference is either slapped on to the end of the loan, so it does increase your balance. And eventually, over a period of time, your payments do go back to what they were. They work out a term with you. Maybe it's a year later, but most lenders are willing to work with you. So always check with your lender first to see what they're willing to negotiate on your behalf.
There's not a whole lot of red flags, unfortunately, but some of the things that scammers do that you can pick up on, especially in this space, high pressured sales, rush transactions, a reluctance from the owner or the agent to meet in person.
Something that was once a joyful moment of looking for a home has now, for some, become stressful.
Then there are scammers that look for delinquent property taxes. Sometimes delinquent property taxes do indicate that someone may have passed away. This is where that scammer steps in. Yes, the problem that frequently happens with a deceased family member is the fact that the home remains vacant. And this can leave you open to scammers. It can also leave you open to squatters. And I have a video on that. If you haven't watched it, I'll pop it at the end. Make sure to check that video out because you do not want to let a squatter into the house. Now you can support my channel for free by doing a couple things. One, give the video a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm send it out to people who may be interested in this topic. You can also subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated because I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. I make content on real estate news, lifestyle in Florida, current events, and topics that affect people that are heading into retirement. If any of that resonates with you, you should definitely join my channel. And thank you for being here, and I hope I see you again.